Hello children, today we will discuss chapter number 6. The name of the chapter is Natural Calamities. In this chapter, we will understand what natural calamities are, how these are caused, and what are the actions that need to be taken during a natural calamity. So let's get started. Natural calamity, it is actually an event that occurs naturally. Something which occurs naturally, it is not under the control of human beings. So similar is the case with natural calamity. It is not under the control of humans. It is a sudden change in the surroundings and causes damage to human beings and their property. Now, what is the property? Like the household items, the house, kettles, the fields, everything. Some of the natural calamities are flood, drought, earthquake, tsunami. Today we will discuss about flood and drought. Now, what is flood? Flood occurs usually during the time of heavy rains when the river starts to overflow and as a result submerges the surrounding areas. In that case, it is said that a flood has occurred. Nowadays, you must have seen in newspapers or in news channels that the flood situations have arisen in Assam. So go through that and you'll find out that what causes floods and what happens after that. What are the causes of floods? It happens due to heavy rainfall. Number two, it is also caused due to deforestation. Now, first we will understand what deforestation is. Deforestation means the cutting down of forest on a huge scale by human beings in order to obtain land which is required or which is used for various purposes. Now, what happens when we cut down the trees? It leads to rise in temperature. Now, how is it possible, or what leads to the rise in temperature? Because as we very well know that the trees, they absorb the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So, if the trees are no more there, then the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere rises, and as a result, it will lead to the rise in temperature. And when the temperature will rise, what will happen? The snow will start to melt faster, and it will result in increase in water level of the rivers, and hence floods will be caused. Floods also occur when the water level of the dam is higher than the danger mark and a leak appears in the dam. What are the effects? Flood causes a lot of damage to life, property, and crops. It also causes waterlogging and as a result gives rise to many diseases like malaria, dengue, cholera, etc. Now, what is waterlogging? Let us understand this term as well. Waterlogging refers to the collection of water in a particular area. So, when we very well know that if water gets collected in a particular area, so it becomes a breeding place for mosquitoes, and as a result, it can cause various diseases. Now, some precaution measures that need to be taken during floods. Keep listening to the radio updates for the information. Nowadays, internet facilities are available, which gives the information on a faster scale, on a faster rate. If flood water has entered your house, then switch off the electricity meter. This is done in order to ensure that we never get the electric shock, because when there is water in our house, then touching electric meter or electric switch boxes, it may cause electric shock. Then third one is keep flashlights and matchboxes handy. We know that now we cannot touch the electricity boxes or electricity boards, but we need something to light it up. So we require the flashlights and matchboxes for the same purpose. Store adequate amount of dry food items, medicines, and clean drinking water. If there is flood in your area, then try to move to a safer place, but never swim or drive during the floods, as it may prove to be disastrous. You can control floods by planting more trees, which is another way. It is known as afforestation, not allowing the construction of houses near the river banks, and construction of dams. Next is drought. So in the case of floods, we have discussed that when there is excessive of rainfall, then floods are caused. But on the other hand, when a particular area, it does not receive the rainfall for a long period of time, it leads to the scarcity of water in that particular area, and that area is said to be affected by drought. Causes? There are various causes for the drought. First one is location. Like if suppose an area is located too far away from natural sources of water, like river, sea. So what will happen? The monsoon winds, they will get weaker by the time they will reach that area. So in this way, they will not receive plenty of rainfall. In India, there are some areas like areas of Rajasthan, Bihar and Madhya Pradesh. They are away from natural sources of water, due to which these areas, they tend to receive little rainfall and hence are more prone to drought. Next is deforestation. Now, what is deforestation? In the floods also we have discussed it already, that deforestation refers to the cutting down of trees on a large scale, and it leads to the scarcity of rainfall in any area. Effects. Now, what are the effects of drought? All the ponds, lakes, rivers, these all dry up and there is no drinking water available for animals or for human consumption. Without water, the crops will die and there will be little or no fodder for the cattle, due to which they will also start to starve and then eventually die. No new crops can be grown as the soil becomes dry. So the farmers are the worst hit at the time of drought and they start to starve. The whole nation also suffers. Why? Because if there is no crop is growing in that particular area, so what will happen? There will be the lack of vegetables, fruits, grains in the market, and as a result it will lead to the increase in price of these commodities. You can control drought by planting more trees. This is called afforestation. If the more trees are planted, this will bring in more rainfall, increasing water harvesting. Will increase the level of groundwater that can be used for irrigation of fields. Now, what is water harvesting? Water harvesting refers to the use of the rainwater and storage of rainwater so that it can be used at the time when there is scarcity of water. There are various methods of rainwater harvesting. One is roof top harvesting, then underwater harvest, then there are underground type of water harvesting. So there are various methods which are applied nowadays, which are used by the farmers also. These techniques are being used widely by the farmers in order to ensure that there is enough water left for irrigation when there is no rainfall in that particular area. That's all for the day. Thank you so much. Have a very good day ahead.